Well, thank you for being here. Today I'm back with another easy and simple plant-based and vegan recipe. I love taking pictures of all my food. This past week I've been browsing through my folders and I found this picture of a pasta dish that I made when I used to live in the UK. It was July 2017, and that was the same time that I had decided I'm not going to eat meat ever again. At that point, the only way I would eat vegetables was boiled or roasted in the oven, extremely basic stuff. So during that time, I really had to get creative, and I remember I had nothing better to do, so I just started mixing things up and just doing some random things in the kitchen, and sometimes it worked out, sometimes it didn't. So I found this picture. It was pasta with a green sauce and it's topped with aubergine. So I decided I wanted to recreate it today, and I really hope you enjoy this video. If you want any more recipes, please make sure you check out my blog. The link is in the description box below.
In today's recipe, we'll be using a variety of vegetables as always. For the sauce, we will need some bell peppers and spinach, and for the topping, we will need some garlic and eggplant. We will also be using some vegan veggie stock powder, nutritional yeast, tamari sauce, black pepper, and tahini. First, I started with chopping all the vegetables. I cut up 3 bell peppers into similar sized chunks and set them aside. For the sauce, you will only need 1/3 of the amount of the bell peppers, but I just wanted to make some extra to use for salads throughout the week. A tip to reduce your waste and make use of the leftover vegetable bits: freeze them to make some vegetable stock some other time. I then moved on to cutting up the eggplant into really small cubes. I only used half an eggplant to make 1 serving. I put the eggplant in a bowl and added a generous amount of salt to it and mixed it and set it aside. The salt will release the water from the eggplant and reduce its bitterness. I then chopped up some garlic to be cooked with the eggplant. You can use as much as you would like. Next, I added some olive oil to the bell peppers and tossed them around. I transferred the bell peppers to a baking tray and added some salt and pepper. I then put them in the oven and set my timer for 15 minutes. Make sure you mix them halfway through. After a few minutes, I went back to the eggplant. I poured some water into the bowl and drained it to get rid of the salt that we added earlier and all the water that was released by the eggplant. I then transferred it back to the bowl and added some avocado oil. You can use any oil that you like. I then added some tamari sauce and tossed the eggplant around. I heated my pan over medium heat and then added the eggplant. Make sure you spread the eggplant pieces apart on the pan to have them cook evenly. I left the eggplant to cook for 5 minutes, and afterwards I added the garlic and tossed it all around. At this point, the eggplant would have reduced in size significantly and started to crisp up. I added some more oil just to fry it up and make it crispier. This is really not necessary. The eggplant is now ready, so I removed it from the heat. At this point, I had taken out the bell peppers from the oven. In a blender, I added 1/4 cup of soy milk, but honestly, water would have probably been fine. I then added half a tablespoon of tahini, 1/3 of the roasted bell peppers, some spinach, you can add as much as you would like. I then added 2 teaspoons of nutritional yeast and half a teaspoon of the vegan veggie stock powder. I added some pasta water because I wanted the sauce to be thin, but you can leave this step for later. I tried to blend everything out, but my blender gave up on me at this point, so I had to get another one. After blending up the sauce, it should look like this. I then mixed it with some pasta that I had already prepared. Look at that color. I topped it with the garlic eggplant and it's done. I find this dish to be so aesthetically pleasing, and the contrast in colors is just amazing.
Initially, I was not planning for this to be a cold pasta dish, but then when I made the sauce and I tried it, it was actually really good while it's cold. And seeing that it's summer and it's really hot these days, I honestly try to avoid eating hot food as much as possible. The soy eggplant on top takes it to a whole different level. The best part is the topping. I'm not even joking. It's so good together. This is so good. Honestly, I'm surprised that I managed to invent this when I had just turned vegan back in 2017. This is crazy. I didn't know how to cook back then, so I'm just shocked that I was able to create this. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I also have more recipes in my blog. The link is in the description box. Please make sure you check it out and you follow me on Instagram. See you next week.